the Friday show. We are back after a little vacation, and we're trying to figure out what we're going to do next week, because next week is Thanksgiving. So
we'll make something happen.
Yeah, we'll figure out something, but just wanted to kind of give you guys the heads up right now that we're figuring it out. It may be something a little different, a little bit more fun with that too. So anyway, let's just jump right into it, because there is a ton of stuff going on. I'm like, when we were doing
Copyrighted phrase.
Yeah, is it? Is that phrase copyrighted?
It's not.
I don't think it is. I mean, I know it's a Franco shout out right there.
It's always in our head, though. It's always in our
head. But COPPA.
COPPA policy.
Oh, my word. Major stuff for YouTube with that one.
Yes.
And I'm going to give you guys the really, really quick jump in with that. There's so much to know. I am not a lawyer. Let's just preface that right there. I cannot give legal advice.
Tagline at the bottom.
I
not
cannot.
A lawyer.
Yeah. But I'm just going to give you kind of the basics of it. Basically, COPPA is an act that was passed starting like back in the 90s, kind of went forward for protecting children and making sure that what they were seeing, their privacy rights and everything were protected online. That's actually the Children's Online Protection Privacy Act.
There we go.
Is the full name of the thing. But YouTube got hit with this one because kids were getting on YouTube, typically on parents' accounts, and watching content that was child content. But because they were getting tracked what they were watching, those types of things that violated COPPA, even though it wasn't the child's account, which I'm going to get to that in a little bit. So the whole thing says that if you have targeted children's content, it has to be flagged in such a way now that it says this is children's content. It has to be shown. So if like you hit certain guidelines and that type of thing, that makes it children's content. That's something you need to talk to a lawyer about. I'm not going to go through all of the if you're this, and this, because it's not just as simple as a checklist with that. Because it's one of those that there are a lot of gray areas, even that. YouTube put out a couple of things, and we'll have those linked in the description to kind of help creators knowing that. But underlying this, I see one issue that I don't feel like they're really hitting.
What's that?
Parent responsibility. Because with this, what you've got is YouTube created a kids app years ago so that it would be there so that they weren't collecting this information, that wasn't happening. The problem is a lot of people didn't adopt the kids app for showing their content to their kids. They just show it on the parent's iPad from their straight YouTube.
Or they're at the grocery store, the kid's in the cart, and they just want to keep the kid quiet for a minute. So here, watch some videos. And they hand them their phone.
And they don't have the kids app on the phone to watch this. So to me, that's a parent choice. I've chosen to let my kid watch this content.
On my account.
I have chosen to let YouTube track it. I think that is one of those things where I would want to say, let the parents make the choice then. You know, the kids app does exist. It has done that. Now, with this, we have a lot of creators who, because now they can't run targeted ads on their stuff, are suddenly losing 90% of their revenue.
Which is crazy.
Overnight.
Yeah. Right.
You know, I mean, I don't know how many businesses would like to try to keep going if you suddenly one day went,
90% of your business is gone.
You know, from making $10 an hour to $1 an hour. You know, that would be kind of difficult to keep it going. So creators are trying to figure out what's going on. YouTube's trying to help them have easy tools with this, but YouTube got hit with a $170 million fine through all of this. So it's not just little bits of money here, it's a lot. So that's COPPA in a nutshell, like a really tight nutshell with my little editorial comment there.
Well, in response to that, I got into a conversation on Twitter with Roberto Blake and Romina and several other people. And Roberto says, to address issues like COPPA and fair use, creators must form our own advocacy groups and formal organizations. And he said, until now, we have relied on the platforms and the companies to shield us, but it's time we take responsibility for our own future and our creative freedom. So I asked him, SAG-AFTRA, for creators. He says, well, we don't really need a union as much as advocacy groups and a lobby, similar to the television and the film industry. And so he says, individual content creators have larger followings and in many cases, more loyal followings than most politicians.
Yeah.
Collectively, he says, collectively, our economic leverage is significant too. Again, collectively. So we talked a little bit about that, and so I asked him and Romina and other people in the conversation a couple other questions. And there used to be a group that just dissolved in July. It was only around for 3 years that Hank Green started, and it was the Internet Creators Guild, the ICG. And all the track record for everything on that is still on Twitter, and you can go to the websites and look through it all. They tried to do this, but they were only charging $5 a month, and they were handling more like working with YouTube stuff than just like advocacy for issues like COPPA. So there's a conversation at least happening to try and figure out how we as creators can find protection or advocates with issues like this.
So with looking at COPPA and fair use and having a voice, a lobbying voice, I see the usefulness in this because there were a bunch of legislators who had no idea how it worked to be a creator, like how you got paid, and the fact that this overnight change would affect your revenue that much too, like that change from $10 to $1, and just no clue how online media works in that way.
Yeah, we saw that back with the Zuckerberg inquiries and stuff. Is that like a lot of the legislature is just completely out of touch when it comes to the digital age.
They don't know how anything works.
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah. Absolutely. So having a voice there would be super helpful. And again, the Internet Creators Guild thing was set up so creators could have a voice that YouTube was prone to listen to because it was loud enough.
Yeah.
And that, popping over to Markiplier, something he dealt with about a week and a half ago was he had on his channel, in his own chat stream, he asked people, hey, if you want me to go left, give me some green emojis. If you want me to go right, give me some red emojis. Red for right, left, green. And so people started like putting 8 or 9, red emojis, stop signs, whatever, one way or the other to indicate which way he should go in the game he was playing on his channel. And those people subsequently, because they were spamming, didn't just get like suspended from YouTube, but their Google accounts were shut down. They lost everything. Some people, it was they lost their YouTube channels that they had. Those were shut down. The content was gone, everything. All shut down simply because they answered a directive from a channel owner who had a moderated chat line. And so they figured out about an hour and a half into the stream, you'll have to stop. Don't do this. Quit. Yeah. Because people were losing everything just because they were putting some emojis in there. And so Markiplier had to come back on and make a video and say, hey, look, I'm sorry, and we're going to get this figured out, basically, because you wouldn't think that this would be a discretion that YouTube would tag you on. So it was really just kind of weird. So for anybody who's doing live streaming, be mindful about how you ask people even to respond, because again, the system isn't perfect.
Yeah, and Twitch and Mixer, neither of those have those kind of comment restrictions. So if you are primarily running through those, but also have a live stream running through YouTube, be very careful of that too, because they're very different community guidelines between those 3 platforms.
So make sure you check those out.
Talking about guidelines.
So recently, a new service premiered called Robolawyers. That 16-page terms and agreements thing that you have to agree to for any digital service you use. This will now look through that and find any potential clauses that could catch or trap you, and also loopholes in it.
So we'll have a link for that.
Yeah, we'll have a link for that down below.
Again, we're not lawyers.
Yeah, we are most definitely not lawyers.
Yeah.
But we know someone who is. No.
Yeah.
No. But that's like super useful.
Yeah.
Because, how many terms and agreements have you actually read?
Oh, yeah.
I've read through the Apple one and the Google one, and that's it.
I know there was one once that was out there that if somebody read through, they had like a little bit hidden in it. Like if you contacted them, you won something.
Yeah, it was a $10,000 prize hidden in the terms and agreements.
Yeah, if you actually actually read it.
So, Facebook.
Facebook, yes.
Jeremiah's favorite app.
Facebook, in its increasingly desperate attempts to remain relevant to the younger generation, has decided to launch a meme app. You heard me right. The boomers are now going to have memes.
Kind of.
They are, along with a slew of other services they have attempted to launch in recent years, trying to stay in touch with the younger generation. They are now testing a new meme app in Canada called Whale. Supposedly, it's just... Whale, yes.
Whale? That sounds like a bad idea.
It looks to be, as far as I can tell, super simple, user-friendly UI. They're going to have a bank of stock images you can pull from. But the one thing they haven't seemed to look up before this is that there's already a meme app that does all of that, and that has been a meme industry standard for years.
Which is called?
Mematic.
Mematic. Yeah.
So, do you think that it has a chance? You know how like Instagram stories kind of came on, even though everybody had Snapchat to do that, that maybe if it just sticks with it, it might have a chance to get some traction? Or is this just like, really?
I was looking through some of the demo images they've got on here, and I'm looking at, I know what these memes are because I'm on Reddit and I'm on Twitter and that sort of thing.
They do have some of the neo-surrealist memes on there, which...
But the boomers popping in to try and make their own memes are going to have no clue how these are supposed to be used. And they're going to, it's going to be bad. It's going to be very, very bad. And there will be subreddits dedicated to this.
So is this like just sit back and watch the dumpster fire?
Maybe.
Yes. Of course, that's assuming Facebook sticks with a new platform long enough for it to do anything.
Oh yeah, because we did find the the Facebook.
The list of
graveyard.
all their, they're like 3 Snapchat clones deep now.
Yeah, I have the list right here.
Yeah, they were pretty funny.
Yeah, 3 Snapchats, 1 TikTok, a house party replicant, and Cool Kids app.
Ooh, if you're gonna name it, that's what you do. Cool
Guys,
Kids.
Just stick with your minion memes and move along.
2006, like graffiti on the brick wall, Cool Kids with a Z.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What if it's K Cool?
No.
Yeah, let's like really.
KEWL.
Oh. Now our up to the date stuff here is I got in this morning right before we got to record and saw that the Wall Street Journal had run an article saying that Facebook is reconsidering their policy on this. So, but they said it could take months. So in a couple of months, we're going to be into primary season, which really gets us somewhere into territory that I think a lot of damage could already be done.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and they're not looking so much into going deep into fact checking, but instead looking at ads that are targeting small populations.
Right.
Because they're seeing those as being possibly the most damaging to spread misinformation.
Oh, sure.
Is ones that they're targeting 100 to a few thousand people, not the ones that are going to the market as a whole.
Right.
But those ones. But I found this beautiful little chart that we're going to go through so you can know on your social media things. And this is from Social Media Today.
We'll have links for this as well.
So that you can go and check this out. So Facebook, as of right now, allows political ads exempt from fact checks in order to let the people decide what's true and not what's from candidates.
And what's not from candidates.
Yeah, so Twitter will ban all political ads, but will allow certain issues ads which meet specific requirements. So lobbyists are okay?
I guess so.
That's what I kind of get from that kind of a thing to talk about issues. Snapchat allows political ads subject to fact checks to limit misinformation.
Okay.
Pinterest, political ads are banned.
LinkedIn.
Political ads are banned.
TikTok.
Political ads are banned.
And Reddit.
Allows political ads for issues, elections, and candidates in the U.S. banned for other regions.
Yeah.
But the ads are subject to fact checking.
Yep.
So there's your big.
Reddit will definitely fact check you every single time.
If Reddit
if you
proper
get wrong, then they will dox you.
if Reddit proper doesn't fact check you, then the community most definitely will.
That's right.
But anyway, so those are the big guys talking about that. Smaller platforms don't know a whole lot about, but it's just one of those things to look into so that you can know, especially in the political sphere, what information you are being given, and so that you can weigh it out appropriately going into this, because ultimately the responsibility lies on you, the voter.
Yep.
And I mean, a lot of online content is already spooling up for getting into primary season. 3 of the political podcasts I listen to are already boots in the ground in Iowa right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have to be at this point.
Yeah.
Yep. Speaking of hot rotating messes.
So we'll jump into our must check outs at this point. Then I found the production meeting was really fun because I just had a note saying drool log.
Yeah, I was like,
what the heck is
log?
drool
That
log?
sounds terrible.
So there is a video out there, and this is fun to go check out. It's like the Yule log videos where they used to have the fire. Well, this is a rotating rotisserie beef right there.
Beef ribs, yeah.
That you can play for your holiday. It's got some ASMR sound stuff going on. The sizzling meat.
And, it's gross.
Now, what's funny is we'll have the link for that video if you really want to go check it out. Have that airing as we're getting into Thanksgiving next week. But they're going to be releasing it in movie theaters.
Yeah.
So
you can just go to the theater and watch rotating meat.
So, you romantics, I'm talking to you. If you want a really nice evening for you and your partner, you take them, you go to the movie theater, and you watch a sizzling, dripping meat log rotating over fire for 2 hours and see if they don't want to marry you immediately after that.
And if they walk out, they're not for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly not a cultured individual.
So, it's time for you guys to have what you say people should check out.
Ooh, I've got a pretty funny one that I've been getting pretty into recently, and that is disturbing Pop-Tarts. It is...
He is way too into this.
He's collecting them.
Yes. On the internet, there are hundreds now of just Pop-Tart boxes with different fillings labeled on them. Everything from orange juice and toothpaste to aquarium gravel to black coffee. So if you're looking for...
Black coffee doesn't sound so bad. Not as bad. The scrambled egg one always seems like...
The scrambled eggs, bowl of nails, asphalt, Crocs. There's a lot of them. Yeah. And if you want to feel something weird, just like by looking at an image, this is that place to go for that.
Yeah. I mean, last night was the Cybertruck release.
Oh my God. Cybertruck.
From Tesla. So if you haven't seen that yet, you need to go check that out. I found a fabulous picture that someone immediately posted on Twitter of the exact same design created in MS Paint. So we'll tag that one in there
we'll
for you guys. But yeah, go check out the Cybertruck because it's kind of crazy and it only starts at $39.9, which is nuts.
I know. I was blown away by that price.
And spoiler alert: the metal brake-proof windows didn't really work too well.
Oh no!
But it's cool. It's cool.
Not quite as bad as releasing
ugly,
a new software and having a blue screen.
Right.
When you go to show it. Anyway, and lastly, our meme of the day.
Yep.
Or meme of the week.
Meme of the week provided by our son Joel.
Meme of the week.
We got to write a bad jingle for this.
Yes.
I'll show it to you guys.
Okay, because I haven't seen it yet.
Screen.
Wow.
Wow. That is
what you're done.
Has made God very unhappy.
Mighty beans.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So enjoy.
Thank you, Joel, for that.
We will have the link for the Redditor that contributed that.
Yeah, all that'll be down there. So last, if we are looking for a name for the show, so if you have a good name, drop that down in the comments below.
We'll at least consider it.
Yeah.
No promises.
No promises. We're just trying to figure out what we want to call this. And also, if you have any news that you would like to share, put that in the comments. And
anything we didn't hit on this week.
Yeah, I'd love to know what you found and that type of thing. Start the discussion down there. And then we will see you next week for something fun.
Bye.
Bye.